G'day guys, and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I'm going to be going through my 2022-23 NBA Eastern Conference predictions. So I'll be giving you my final standings for the 2023 season, as well as my Eastern Conference playoff bracket. So one thing I will say before we get into this is I'm not a good editor. By far, I'm actually quite bad. I'm trying to work on, my editing skills and improve where I can. But you'll see in this video that it's not the best, and I'll try and change it up a bit for the Western Conference ones. And then, closer to the start of the season, I'll probably also drop my awards predictions for the year as well. So look, I'm doing my best here, guys. I definitely improved since I first started. But look, when you see these, the editing and stuff, it's not the best. But really try and improve here. So let's jump in and let's go through my predictions. Starting off with number 15 in the East, I've got the Indiana Pacers. Now, they could surprise some people. Tyrese Halliburton, very good player, and they've got a few good role players around him. But I think this East is actually quite stacked. There's a few teams I think that will improve this season. I don't think the Pacers are one of them, so they're 15th for me. 14th, I've got the Magic. I think they've got a good future ahead of them. They've got a decent amount of draft picks. They've got a few young players coming through this year that I'm very excited to see. So I've got them at number 14. Number 13, I've got the Washington Wizards. Now, a lot of people will probably disagree with that one, with Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, Kristaps Porzingis, but I think they're going to need a little bit more firepower than that. I don't see them doing all that well this year. 12th, I've got the New York Knicks. I know they've got Jalen Brunson. This is what I'm saying, man. It is so hard. This year, I think it's going to be so hard to predict, but I just don't see them as a play-in team. I think they'll miss out by a little bit there. They didn't do all that well last year, and I don't know. I don't see them doing much better than probably 11th or 12th. Speaking of 11th, in 11th, I've got the Charlotte Hornets. Apart from LaMelo, they don't have that many good players. They've got a lot of aging players, and I just think they're going to start to see a decrease until they can sort of, fill a few pieces in around LaMelo. 10th, my first play-in team. Everybody tag Crispy Flakes in this, clip it. Whoever's watching this, even if I've only got 3 views, please do tag Crispy Flakes. It would be a dream come true if he would see this. But I've got the Pistons at number 10 in the play-in tournament. I think this is going to be an amazing building year for the Pistons. I think we're going to see Jaden Ivey take off and potentially win the Rookie of the Year award. I think Cade Cunningham is going to be enormous this year for the Pistons. I really see him taking a massive leap and, gaining a few All-Star votes as well. So Pistons are my first play-in team. My second one is the Atlanta Hawks. Now, they could be higher on this list if DeJounte Murray and Trae Young play well together. I just think from about 9th to 1st, that all those teams could be around there in different positions. So, I think we'll see a massive improvement from the Hawks this year, although they did make the playoffs last year. So, I don't know. But I do think that Trae Young and DeJounte Murray will actually work quite well. All right. Next up, in 8th spot, I've got the Chicago Bulls. I think the Bulls will have a bit of a mixed year. They struggled against some of those top teams last year, but played very well against the bottom tier teams. So I do think the Bulls are in for a good year this year, but I don't think it'll be great. I do think they'll be around that play-in tournament, but I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. 7th, I've got the Toronto Raptors. This one was hard. I do think that there are 6 teams better than the Raptors this year. But, I think the Raptors will be thereabouts again, making that play-in tournament and potentially a playoff spot. 6th spot, I've got the Brooklyn Nets. It all depends on how the chemistry goes for them. They've definitely got a team that could be a top 4 seed. But I think it's going to take time for them to gel as a team, work out combinations, work out where Ben Simmons will play, what their rotation's going to look like. So I think this is going to be surprisingly a building year for the Nets, just seeing how they're going to go. I think the start of the year will be a little bit slow for them, but they'll eventually start to build further. And I do think they'll be a playoff team 100%. Next up, I've got the Miami Heat. Again, another team that arguably could be a top 4 seed. I just think that these 4 teams above them are better. It's a bit of a fall from grace last year. They were first, and I've got them falling 4 spots down to 5th. So, yeah, look, I think the Heat are in for a decent season, but not as good as the next 4. Next up, I've got the 76ers. They're building really well. Embiid, Harden, I think, will have big years. They've got Tyrese Maxey, and they brought in PJ Tucker as well. So they've got a very, very good squad there, good starting 5, and I think that they're going to have enough to finish in the top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. Third spot, I've got the Celtics. I do think that they will be tough to beat this year. However, I think that there are 2 teams that may finish higher than them in the regular season. One of those teams in second is the Cleveland Cavaliers with the acquisition of Donovan Mitchell. I think that is huge for them. I think that's going to be probably one of the best backcourts we'll see this season. And I think they will be a 2nd seed. The growth of their other 3 young players in Darius Garland, Jared Allen, and Evan Mobley is just going to be huge, and I think this is going to take them to the next level. They're going to jump from falling out of the playoffs last year to a 2nd seed. First spot I've got is the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, this is pretty straightforward. Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday will all do a job. I think this is going to be a year that they need to play well, because this could be the last season we see all of those 3 play together. That's just speculation. I don't know that for facts, obviously. But, Drew Holiday isn't getting any younger. Chris Middleton, I think, will probably be there for a few more years, but I reckon they might move on from Drew Holiday. So I think this is going to be a year they really need to put the foot down and excel. And I think they could potentially be up there for a 60-win season. All right. My playoff predictions. So in the play-in tournament, I've got the Raptors beating the Bulls to move into a playoff series against the Cavs. I've got the Hawks beating the Pistons, knocking the Pistons out, and then the Hawks will beat the Bulls. Now, this one's controversial and may prove incorrect, but I actually have the Hawks knocking the Bulls out, meaning the Hawks will take on the Bucks in the first week of the playoffs. So I've got the Bucks versus the Hawks. I've got the Bucks winning that one. I've got the Cavs beating the Raptors. I've got the Celtics knocking out the Nets once again. And I've got the 76ers beating the Heat. So the top 4 teams move on to the second week of the playoffs. In that one, I've actually got teams 3 and 4 moving on. The Celtics taking on the 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I've got the Celtics winning game 1. Celtics winning game 2. I've then got the 76ers tying it up with games 3 and 4 going to them. Celtics winning game 5 and Celtics moving through to the finals with a game 6 closing out the series. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree or disagree with these predictions? I told you the editing would be terrible. I am trying to improve, but yeah, look, I don't have the best editing equipment. I literally just use Canva. That's all I can afford at the moment. So yeah, if you guys are happy to hit that sub button, it really helped me, grow the channel and grow my experience in editing. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.